How bad is domestic violence? We see families every day experiencing domestic and family violence in one form or another.
Part of the problem for us is that when domestic violence occurs in a small community, it's not going to be safe for the person who is the victim of domestic violence to stay in that community. And so it means moving away from your community. There really is a need for more safe houses and more refuges out our way. And again, it's difficult to attract the funding for that because we don't have the population.
I've had a personal experience with domestic violence. So I guess I know firsthand the impacts. I know what it can do to your children, but I also know the pathways out.
When my partner used to get drunk, I always had to leave. But he's the one who's supposed to leave, but I knew that he'd come home drunk. So I went and stayed at other people's places, at my friends' places.
Domestic violence is impacting our communities. It is a major problem. Often it will take up to 16 times for a woman to finally make a decision to leave. So there is quite a process from the time that she would initially access a service. So there's a lot of work that goes into supporting her to develop her self-esteem, to develop her strengths, to develop her own desires for what she wants in her life, and that might be around her own education, as well as her health and well-being. And there is also that process of supporting her through the relationship with her partner.
I was talking with my new social worker through CatholicCare, and she told me that they can help me get at my own place.
We have families who are better connected. We have families who have greater opportunities in accessing housing, in accessing employment. We have opportunities for community development so that we see a change in how communities are functioning.
The lady that was working with CatholicCare came there one day and asked us if we need any help with like the mothers and people through domestic violence, women through domestic violence, and I signed up with them.
We have 24-hour workers, on-call workers, and we also have access to 24-hour counselling services. So we can put a woman in touch with counselling services that can get her through the night. We do see great results in the work that we do. We have women who are accessing services to support their relationships.
Yeah, it's good. And I'm not scared, you know. I feel real comfortable at night. Yeah, it's good. I just like that I can just do whatever I want.
We have better outcomes with families who have children. So as far as early childhood education.
I even bought myself a car, and I did not ever think that I would have a car. Got my L's and a car, first car, when I turned 50.
So we do see families accessing housing, having better relationships, having better outcomes for their children.
And it makes me feel proud of myself, you know. And I just hope many other people get the same help as I've been getting, because it's well worth it, you know. It is.
So domestic violence education is a big part of that journey in helping a woman to come through to the other side.